We will be showing some sparring drills today that can help with both the hands and foot techniques, as well as some basic dodging techniques. Starting with the hand techniques, you're going to want a partner. These can be done without a partner, but they're a little bit harder to do. So a partner could be a parent holding a pillow or a shield, or it could be a sibling, or even somebody who's your training partner. So the first one we're going to start off with is a simple one that's used both in boxing as well as others. It's a 1-2 and then a crouch. What your partner is going to do when you go to crouch after you've done your 2 punches is do just a simple swipe above the head, kind of like somebody would be swinging at you, or maybe a hook. So you're going to do a 2-1 and then crouch, or a 1-1 and crouch, or a cross and crouch. Remember, when you're crouching, you're not bending over unless you want to be kicked in the face. I wouldn't recommend that. So when you crouch, you want to bend your knees but keep your body upright. So once I've done the 2 punches, I crouch and my hands come up to guard my head in case there's a kick coming in. Now you want to start this off with speed, not power. I'm not trying to punch through her hand, just a quick 1-2 and then dropping down. Once you get good with this, then your partner can try and tap you on the head. Not down, but on the side of the head, more like a punch. 1-2 and then crouch. So the next one is a hand drill for speed. This will help you with blocking and attacking quickly. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to punch her hand before she can move her hand away, either side. I can be a little bit sneaky with it and maybe go one side one time or the other side, but I don't want to see you guys faking it out. So what you don't want to do is this, because that's not doing anything for you. Every time you fake out, a person who's skilled enough can counterattack with a hit. So it's not about a fake out. Now for this, keep your hands loose, so when you do make contact, you're not going to hurt your partner's hand because you will be going at a quicker speed. So for this, I succeeded in tapping her hand. So now it is her turn to try and get my hands. She managed to catch my thumb just a slight bit, so now it's her turn. You can trick them by looking at the opposite hand to make them think. Don't ever watch your opponent's eyes. Their eyes will deceive you. So, being safe, you can move both hands at the same time, or the one you think they're going to hit. But this is a fun little game to go back and forth and work on speed. Alright, now the next one that we're going to do is going to be a blocking one. You're going to again take turns with this one. So your partner and you are going to get your hands up. Whether you have your hands in a position like this to guard your body, both hands up to guard your head, but move your hand down to guard your body, whatever comfortable position you have with your hands. Master Van Zile prefers one hand towards the back and one hand in the front. I myself prefer to have my hands one hand in the front from the back side and the other in here when I'm sparring. But whatever you find most comfortable that guards your body and your head. You don't want to leave your head open. So when we're doing this, I'm going to throw punches and she's going to block. And we're going to do this over and over. If you miss, leave the hand there so that way they have that chance to block and move. Notice how she's keeping her hands in close and she's bringing them back to the center each time. Again, you can double up your punches, but if they miss, hold it there so they see where they missed. Now, when it's your turn, then they do the punches, and they're going to be moving it out of the way. So make sure with your blocking, you're bringing your hands back to the center every single time, because if you're leaving your hands out wide, it's not going to help you. All right? Now, there is a difference between guarding and blocking. Guarding is just keeping your hands in a fixed position. That does not help you move something away from you. Blocking is an active motion moving away from the body. So if I'm going to block outward, it's going to move the target away from me. If I guard here but don't block, I can still get hit. So my guard has to move, making it a block. Okay? Those are some hand ones. We're going to move on to some kicking ones, of which you're going to want a shield for some of them, and for others you're going to be able to do them without a shield. Now we're going to go ahead and work on some kicking drills. Now there's some important things to remember with kicking drills to start with. First of all is your positioning. We call it open position when you and your partner are facing the same direction. We call it closed position when you and your partner are fighting in opposite directions. Now, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to work on a blocking drill that gets you around behind your opponent. This can be used against a side piercing kick, a front snap kick, or a turning kick. If you are in a closed position, your front hand is going to drop down to block the kick. If you are in an open position, your front hand is going to have to kind of hook behind them. So it's going to have to drop down and come behind them in order to move it. You are going to be pivoting forward on your front foot if you're doing it from a closed position, but sliding forward if you're doing it from an open position. So when your partner throws a front snap kick from an open position, block it to the side, slide forward, 2 punches to the side of the head, and a hook kick, or a twist kick, or even a turning kick to the side of the head for your counterattack.
Do understand, remember, you cannot attack to the back of the body. That's illegal. Your sparring positions are front, side, side, front of the head.
So again, your target area is front of the body, above the belt, sides of the body, sides of the head, and forehead for color belts. At the black belt level, face contact is allowed, but kind of frowned upon. So again, from an open position, if she's throwing a front snap kick or a side piercing kick, I block the leg forward and slide around 2 punches and a hook kick or some other kick to the body, like perhaps a turning kick. This will work for front snap kick, turning kick, or side piercing kick from the open position. From the closed position, all I have to do is drop my arms straight down as if I'm doing a low block without a preparation. So I'm blocking here, pivoting on my front foot to do the 2 punches to the side of the head, and I'm coming far enough forward that I can do a side piercing kick, I can do a turning kick, or I can even do a hook kick to the side of the head here. So again, closed position, I'm dropping the hand down to block the leg, coming around the body, punch, punch, kick, or some other counter. Now, Master Van Zile has used this to great effect even for punches. These are meant to come for somebody who's kicking or punching directly at you in a straight line attack. So if I come in with some punches, she can block around the side of the head and come around the other way. If they're coming with a flurry of punches, it's more effective than if they're coming with a single jab. Remember, this is for somebody who's going a little bit slower with their technique than you can block. So again, you're not grabbing their arm or leg, but blocking it out of the way. Now, when it comes to different types of dodging, in the encyclopedia, there is many pages on the different types of dodging. We're going to cover just 3 of them for the time being. Shifting is using the same stance and moving backwards or forwards without changing your stance. So your stance width stays the same, and it's just a short little distance. Sliding is picking up either your front leg or your back leg and moving and dragging it along. So if I take my front leg forward and drag it backwards, or my back leg backwards and dragging it with me. So my base leg is still remaining on the ground while the other is stepping and dragging with it. And then the last one is stepping. Stepping is a simple one, moving either forward or backwards, but keeping your body facing your opponent. Now, there are other ones like crouching that we practice during the punching drills, jumping, which we do when we do jump kicks, skipping, where our feet come together, and shift sliding and all the other combinations therein. So there are many different ways to add these together. We're going to do some simple drills for the first 3. So starting with stepping, I'm going to do a rear leg turning kick towards Master Van Zile, and she will step back. Once I've set my foot down, she then can throw a turning kick with her back leg, and I step back to avoid it. Right now we're practicing just going in a straight line movement. In an actual sparring match, you want to be moving more to the side than straight back. But this is just for some simple speed and dodging practice. So we start off slow, step, step, to avoid the kick. Now, as you get better with this and a little bit more trust in your partner, then you can go a little bit faster. Now, make sure that you're not kicking until your partner has set their foot down and not moving back until your partner has begun the kick. Now for sliding, your partner is going to throw a hook kick with a shift and you're going to slide back. So as she throws a hook kick with a shift, I slide back. And then I shift in with a hook kick and she slides back. So your partner is shifting, you're sliding. Okay, again, with speed comes effectiveness. You can't hit a target if you're not fast enough. And the last one is a nice little shifting side piercing kick one. This can be done open position or closed position. In a closed position, I'm going to do a shift side piercing kick. Masterman's out, shifts back. She throws a shift side piercing kick, I shift back. And this, again, is for speed. Do it as long as you're able to. If you can do it 10-15 seconds, great. If you can only do it for a few seconds, that's also fine. Next, we're going to move on to some sparring drills with shields. With sparring drills with the shield, we're going to show you alternative methods, just like we did with the kicking drills. But we're going to show you 4 different ones that can be done with a partner. Now, with a little creativity, you can do these without a partner. They're just a little bit harder to do. So the first one that we're going to do is a simple stop somebody charging you. This is a great method for stopping somebody that's coming straight at you, most often with a flurry of hands. If you can practice getting that leg up fast enough to stop their side kick, you'll be a lot more effective at stopping them. So what you're going to want to do is start about a full stance away from the person, and then you're going to come in and they're going to stop you with their side piercing kick. Remember, you want to be kicking at least waist high, because if you're kicking down the legs, that's an illegal target. And if you're kicking too high, you're not really going to stop them, more just move them back. So more towards the center mass of the body. So I'm going to start by coming in. Now, if your opponent is a lot bigger than you, you may not necessarily stop them, but you will push yourself away, which you're still getting away from the target. So again. Now, with an alternative method, either a pillow or a couch cushion. A pillow you have to have a lot more control. So when you move in, hold the pillow out, so when they stop it, it's not harming you. Couch cushions are a lot more sturdy, so those you can hold just like you would a kicking shield and come in. Alright? Now, the next one is if your target is already in your space. Now, oftentimes with this, they'll already be punching you, and you need to be able to get away from them. So getting away from them isn't going to help if you just jump away. So you're going to want to jump away and kick at the same time. Now there's 2 ways of doing this when you're getting away, stepping and jumping. You can also have 2 ways of doing a kick. If you're not comfortable with a spin, you can step away, side piercing kick. Or you can jump away, side piercing kick. Now, the preferred method is to do a bit of a spin, because it's going to give you a little bit more power, also pushes you away a little bit farther. So again, you can step away and kick, which is much slower, or you can jump away with the spin. Now remember to always come back to a guarded position. So again, jump away and spin. Okay, and again with the alternative methods. Again, a couch cushion makes a great shield. Jumping away, you still need to have control so your partner does not get hurt. Alright? Now, the next one is a simple dodging to the side. We talked about not wanting to stay on the straight line. So, moving off of a straight line, you can see the line we're at. We call this the line of attack. I'm not going to attack where she isn't. I'm not going to attack over here or over here. She's not there. I'm going to attack where she is, which line of attack would be here. Whether I'm doing a punch or a kick or a flurry of punches, I'm still going where the target is. Now for this drill, you're going to want to be in an open position. It can be done in a closed position, but then you're having to rotate to a much greater degree. So from here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw a kick or a punch at Master Van Zile. She's going to dodge to the side and hit the target area here. So I'm going to hold the shield to the front of my body here, so that way when she hits it, she does not hit my belly. I can throw a punch, or I can throw a kick. Either way, she's dodging the side, doing a rear leg turning kick, and then sliding away with a couple of punches. You can even throw a 180 back kick in there as you get out of the way, if you need to. Okay? Now, again, with a couch cushion, make sure you have it held in two hands and don't have it in front of your face. If you find that they're kicking near your hand, hold it at the corners instead. And lastly, if you have a little bit more space, we have a sparring drill going forward and backwards. If your opponent is charging towards you, you're going to do 2 shifting side kicks back and then a 180 back kick. So she comes in, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Or you can chase your partner forward. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And again, these can be done with the couch cushion. So towards you.
I'm trying to end everything with a couple hand techniques as well. We haven't added that, but always do. Get used to using your hands and your feet.
All right, hopefully that'll give you some different sparring drills that you can use in practice with a partner. And again, you can get a little creative and try it on your own.